Joe, thanks very much. In a series of very aggressive and historic actions by the Federal Reserve that go well beyond what they did in the financial crisis, the Fed, first of all, saying that it will purchase treasuries and mortgage-backed securities, quote, in the amount needed. Call that open-ended QE. Last Sunday, they said they would do $700 billion of securities purchase. Now they're just not even putting a number on it. And by the way, they did a lot of that in the financial crisis. They put limits on it. Now it's just, quote, in the amounts needed. The Fed saying the economy will face severe disruptions and it needs to do this. But that's just the beginning.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svenson, and today we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin. We're also going to be going over a few key topics that we're seeing in the news right now. Bitcoin is currently up 2.8% right now, and this is because the Federal Reserve has announced that they are going to be doing unlimited quantitative easing. The Federal Reserve on Monday announced that it would purchase an unlimited amount of treasuries in mortgage-backed securities in order to support the financial market. Essentially, what the Federal Reserve is saying is that they are just going to do whatever it takes. They are just going to print as much as they need and buy as much as they need to prop up their system. Today, Andreas Antonopoulos put out a tweet and he said, just so we're clear, large corporations, banks, and investors already got their bailout today. Fed quantitative easing infinity and asset buys. Recently, I put out a tweet and I said, the true decision makers of this world understand that the financial system has become really screwed up. I think what we will see is the elite powers will slowly phase out this system and begin to move into a new era of finance. Crypto will be part of that new economy. And one of my followers commented and said, who knows, many in the Trump camp think we're warring the Fed to go back to the gold standard. I don't see that happening with digitization. And I responded to this comment and I said, you can actually create a more secure form of gold-backed money using blockchain technology. You can literally link individual blocks of gold to coins on the chain. I think this will happen. As our financial system continues to crumble, I think we're going to see a major realization across the world, and that is we need to start taking responsibility away from groups of people and away from individuals. As we move forward into the future, I do think that finance is going to become much more automated, and this will most likely create much more stability in the global markets. And for those of you that are in quarantine right now, and you got nothing else to do, maybe you're bored, you can't go to work, well, I encourage you to check out the CryptoWatch platform. Take a little bit of time to click that link below. Using API keys, you can actually manage all of your assets across all the top exchanges, all from the CryptoWatch platform. Now, let's get to the Bitcoin analysis. So right now, Bitcoin is trading at $6,250. We did see a pump today after the Federal Reserve made that announcement. We did see a spike in price. What I find interesting right now about the price action we're seeing for Bitcoin here, looking at the hourly chart, is that we're basically just ping-ponging around this support and resistance zone. In the bottom of this support zone is where we had the descending triangle support come in 2018. And the top resistance area is the recent low we saw back in December at 6,430. And if you just go to the hourly chart, you can see that we're kind of just ping-ponging around these two price levels, finding most of our support along the descending triangle low from 2018 and finding most of our resistance from the recent low in December at 6,430. We did have a false breakout here, tested just below 7,000, and we've come back into this range, and now we're kind of just bouncing around. Now, after the Fed made the announcement today, we did see a nice spike in price. Bitcoin tested all the way up to 6,641, and has since then seen rejection back into this resistance zone. The bulls right now are maintaining this support area. This is a good sign. We are creating support along previous resistance, so this is good progress for the bulls. Yesterday, the weekly candle closed, and we actually closed above the 200-week moving average, which is a good sign. Bitcoin collapsed with the traditional markets, and we did actually see a nice rebound in a weekly candle close above the 200-week moving average. So even though we had a weekly candle close below it, we just had the next weekly candle actually close above it again. And this new weekly candle, so far, so good. We are continuing up through this resistance box, and we're seeing some bullish moves. And as most of my previous videos have explained so far, the volume signature on the weekly chart has been indicating a reversal, and we have seen that reversal take place as we've been talking about here on this channel. And as we've been discussing, this volume signature indicates that it's very unlikely for Bitcoin to fall below 3,800 again. We saw huge amounts of Bitcoin being bought at the low, and we are beginning to see this reversal play out. When Bitcoin hit 14,000, we saw a major spike in volume. right? That indicated a reversal. When Bitcoin hit 3,000, we saw a major spike in volume. This indicated a reversal was coming. Same thing with 20,000 as well. Major spike in volume, and we did get a bearish reversal. Major spike in volume at 6,000. We had a temporary bullish reversal here. The areas with the highest amounts of volume generally indicate major reversal points. And I do think that we will continue to see a reversal from here. We might see more sideways action, but I do think that Bitcoin has found its low. We saw enough demand at those low prices below 4,000 for Bitcoin to see a major reversal. And it's very likely that Bitcoin will be holding that level and continuing up. I know there's a lot of people out there that just think that Bitcoin's going to crash to lower prices, but from a volume perspective, that seems extremely unlikely. There's a ton of demand at those low prices, and we are holding above historical support at 3,100. We are maintaining that level, actually creating a higher low now above 3,800. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we can see that there is a ton of interest for Bitcoin at these low prices. Tons of buying taking place, tons of accumulation, guys. I just don't see Bitcoin going lower than 3,800 again. There's way too much interest at these levels. And as we've been talking about here, based on the volume signature for Bitcoin on the weekly chart, a continued reversal is likely. Maybe we see more sideways action, but a continued reversal is likely. So some people out there might be sitting on Bitcoin positions that are down right now. In my opinion, as I've been saying in my past few videos, it doesn't make sense to panic sell at these levels. And from a volume perspective, it's unlikely that Bitcoin's going to go lower than these lows that we just created. I think it's very unlikely. So continuing to hold your positions, I think, is the right move to make, but I'm not a financial advisor. In fact, accumulating at these levels, I think, is also not a bad move either. We're sitting at some, historically, these are very low levels for Bitcoin. In recent years, whenever Bitcoin, hits these levels, this is the area of maximum opportunity. So keep that in mind. Right now, the stock market is down today. The S&P is currently down over 3.2%, trading at 2,230, and the Dow Jones is down 3.4%, trading at 18,522. What I'm noticing recently is that Bitcoin is correlating to the traditional markets, but Bitcoin correlates heavier to when the traditional markets are seeing bullish price action, Bitcoin actually feeds off of that. And then when the traditional markets sees bearish price action, Bitcoin essentially it becomes less correlated during the bearish price action. So this to me is a really good sign. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to sign up with the CryptoWatch platform. If you're in quarantine right now, check out CryptoWatch. It's my preferred platform and has been for many years. Click that link below. Also, if you want to support the channel further and get some extra content, join the Patreon. And I will see you guys in the next video.